Welcome to the Sales Influence Podcast, where we talk about finding the why in how people buy. I'm your host, Victor Antonio. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for lending me those wonderful ears of yours. Now, today I want to talk about creating a storyline and having a bunch of storylines to help you sell more effectively. Let me back up. Let's set this one up. So, I had a gentleman ask me a question. It was an interesting question. They're brokers. They're into property development or working with property development company. And he said, Victor, how can I get these development companies to work with us as opposed to somebody else? To which I said, it's really a matter of the stories that you're telling them. Because selling is about telling a great story. So, for example, let's just kind of give it a frame here so we're all on the same page. Let's say that you're trying to convince somebody that buying a condo or investing in a condo is better than actually buying a single property, right? A regular house. Or maybe you're talking about investing. You need this person to invest in a building, right? As opposed to a multi-unit tenant building, one versus the other. Or maybe a new development versus, let's say, investing in stocks or some type of real estate, investment trust. In other words, you're trying to convince them to, hey, this is better than that. This is better than that. And that really is selling, right? It's all about, hey, I want you to buy mine stuff over this stuff, this versus that. So I started thinking about this, and I think you need to I know you need to hit both parts of the brain to get people to move to your side and believe what you're selling, your story. Your story has to have 4 components. I'm going to break it up into the left side and the right side of the brain. Let's begin with the rational side. If you're going to sell somebody on doing this versus that, in other words, by our product versus the other product, you first have to show some type of data. That's the easy one, data. Now, the hard part is finding the right data to show them. But you need to find a certain amount of data that says, look, here's what's going on. Here's why our product or service solution is better. So, rational side, let's get some data. The second part of the rational side is that you have to show them social proof. In other words, show them that somebody else is using it, who was in the same situation, was having the same difficulty in making that decision, chose your product or service over the other, and then you show them the social proof. Here's the return on investment they found. Here's the break-even points. Here's their total cost of ownership over the long run, so forth and so on. Social proof that says, hey, our product or service is better. So that's the left side, right? That's the rational side. Data, social proof. Data, social proof. Now, we all know that a lot of our decision-making process weighs heavily on the emotional side. So let's go to the other side of the brain, the right side. And on the right side of the brain, let's look at 2 things. One is we have to create a sense of urgency. In other words, we have to make that person realize that our product is better. We've shown them that from a rational standpoint, right? We show them the data, we show them social proof, and now we're trying to get them to move off the dime. No status quo, they got to take action, right? So we have to create this sense of urgency that now is the time. We cannot wait any longer. You need to make a decision. So creating that sense of urgency now is a good time is part of the emotional side. The second part is FOMO, the fear of missing out. Now, this is an interesting one. Fear of missing out means fear of missing out. But let's really layer some ideas behind that. What you want to highlight to people is if you don't take action, here's what you're going to miss out on. And more specifically, here are the opportunity costs that you will incur by not actually taking action. In other words, when we talk about opportunity costs, if you decide not to make a decision, there's going to be a cost for sticking with your bad decision, or there's going to be a cost with sticking with no decision. So if we can put those 4 things together, data, social proof on the left-hand side, the left part, the rational side, and then urgency and FOMO on the right-hand side, we're going to have a very, very powerful story to tell. Remember, selling is all about a storyline that you're going to develop and you're going to share with your audience. On that note, this is Victor Antonio, always reminding you, if you can sell, you can do it well, and to overcome your fear of actually selling your storyline, sell the name hard when you know how. Take care, and we'll see you at victorantonio.com.
Hi, I'm Victor Antonio. I'm an author, sales trainer, and keynote speaker. I'm often asked, What makes a great speaker? Is it someone who delivers real content that the audience can use? Is it someone who engages the audience so they're part of the learning experience? Or is it someone who can motivate an audience to push them beyond their comfort zone and discover new abilities? The answer is yes. But the most important thing to remember is that I'm not there to look good. I'm there to make my client look good. Simply put, it's never about me, and it's always about them.